I remember there was a time when I thought to deal with toxic people, I had to raise my voice or be more assertive. But one day, I realized my biggest mistake was exactly that. A psychologist told me, "They are not afraid of your anger. They are terrified of the silence you choose. Silence is like a thick fog that erases their plans." Let's be stronger. Imagine someone wants to disturb your peace. What is our first reaction? To fight? To shout? But what if I told you your real weapon is silence? Would you believe it? Toxic people feed on your anger, but they become helpless in the face of your silence. Because silence is uncontrollable. You don't have to fight them. You just need to be like a locked book they cannot read. On this journey, I learned 7 hidden yet effective ways that I want to share with you. Ways that, even without saying a word, disrupt their game. 1. The golden silence. Has it ever happened that someone does something that makes you want to scream, but you just stay quiet and look at them? Do you know why this move is so powerful? Because that person is waiting for a reaction to start their game. When you don't react, it's as if you hand them an empty stage. They no longer know what role to play. Your silence forces them to be alone with themselves and the ugly things they've done. Your golden silence paralyzes them, because they are looking to engage you. When you don't react, you are essentially telling them, "I am stronger than your emotions." And this is the first step to taking back control of your life. The famous spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle says, "What you resist, persists. What you accept calmly transforms." 2. Let go and win. Do you know that arguing with a toxic person is like adding fuel to a fire? You only make it bigger. Has it ever happened that you put in a lot of energy to prove someone wrong, but in the end, they still say what they wanted? Do you know why? Because for some people, arguing is more important than the truth. They feed on this conflict. Now imagine being a cold day from which no one can draw warmth. The moment they realize they can no longer play on your nerves, they lose their entire lever of pressure. The real winner is not you who wins the argument, but you who doesn't enter it in the first place. The famous psychologist Alfred Adler says, "Wise withdrawal is victory without war." 3. Be the director of your own life. Decide that from today, you are the director of your own life, not an actor in someone else's play. Toxic people love creating drama and seeking attention. My challenge for you is, next time someone tries to bring drama into your life, you just be the audience, not the actor. They cannot control what they don't see. And right at that moment, you make the most powerful move. You show them their dramatic games aren't even worth watching for you. Have you ever noticed how some people turn every small issue into a major tragedy? Do you know their goal? They want to warm themselves by this chaos and get you involved. Now, a question: what if you don't even watch these performances? What if you're not the second actor in this drama at all? When they see they haven't found anyone to play the part, they become completely confused, because they can no longer continue their show. Your power begins the very moment you decide to be the director of this affair. The famous researcher Brené Brown says, "The most powerful people are those who master the emotional space around them." 4. Controlled kindness is a weapon. Has it ever happened that someone treats you badly, and you just give them a calm smile? Do you know what happens at that moment? That person expects an angry reaction from you, but when you respond with kindness, they are completely surprised. This calm of yours precisely shows them their own inner instability and fear. Do you know why this is so effective? Because with your kindness, you changed their game and made all their cards worthless. The famous psychologist Carl Rogers says, "Responding to badness with kindness is a sign of psychological maturity." 5. Let life teach them. Have you ever thought about why you shouldn't play the role of the avenger yourself? Life has its own order. Negative and toxic people ultimately fall into the trap they themselves built. You just need to watch. This way, life teaches them a lesson more effective than 10 of your lectures. The famous psychologist Sigmund Freud says, "The order of the world is the best punishment." I remember at university, there was a girl who always tried to ruin others by spreading rumors. She did the same to me. Instead of confronting her, I just stayed silent and continued my work. 2 years later, I saw her at a party sitting alone. Everyone avoided her because they had realized how untrustworthy she was. That day, I understood that life takes revenge better than I ever could. 6. Have the courage for not everyone to be pleased with you. Have you ever thought about why, when some people don't approve of you, you get upset? You know they are counting on exactly this weakness of yours. Now, a question: what if you no longer care what they think? What if, instead of seeking their approval, you seek your own peace? Exactly the moment you make this choice, they lose all their power, because they no longer have a lever of pressure on you. Which do you choose? Your own peace or the satisfaction of others? The spiritual teacher Wayne Dyer says, "Inner peace begins when you let go of the need for others' approval." I remember at a family gathering, my uncle always tried to humiliate me with his biting remarks. I always tried my hardest to finally get his approval once. Until one day I got tired. I didn't show any reaction. I just said, "Your opinion is respected, but I have made my own decision." He was so shocked that he couldn't speak. From that day on, I realized that when I don't seek others' approval, they no longer have any power over me. 7. Why you should be a mystery. You know what? When you no longer explain yourself or defend your choices, something interesting happens. They start to guess, and this guessing makes them nervous, because you have become an enigma, a mystery. Do you know the most powerful weapon against toxic people? For you to remain like a mystery. This not only gives you peace but also shatters the illusion they thought they had power over you. Sigmund Freud says, "Mystery brings power." So next time you face someone's negative energy or mind games, remember, you have the right to be silent. You have the right to walk away. You have the right to be a mystery. Real power lies in the peace you create for yourself. Now the choice is yours. Do you want to be a victim in someone else's game or the hero of your own life? What do you think? Have you tried these strategies? Click the bell icon below to get notified about new content and share your experiences with us in the comments.